Now that you are here to learn Arduino, I would assume that you are a complete beginner. So we have to start from the basics. Because without the right basics, we won't understand anything. So welcome back to school days, and we would revise some important concepts like electricity, which would help us to understand about current and voltage. So if you are already a scientist and know the basics well, you can skip the chapter. To start with, let's study the smallest building block of matter, which is called atoms. Looking into the structure of an atom, at the center of which is called nucleus, lies two kinds of particles. First being protons, which is positively charged, and second is neutrons with no charge at all. Now coming to the most important particle which moves around the nucleus are electrons, which are negatively charged. It's because of these electrons that electricity exists. So how does electricity flow? To understand it better, we'll be comparing electricity flow in a wire to water flow in a pipe. So let's see how water flows in a household pipe. Water is made up of the smaller water molecules, and there would be billions and billions of them moving together in a direction to make the water flow possible. Likewise, if you consider an electric wire, it is made up of metal atoms, and each atom has free electrons. So there would be billions and billions of electrons all together. So when these electrons move together in a particular direction, electric current is said to be flowing through the wire. So current is nothing but flow of electrons in a direction, and we can measure current by using the unit called ampere. And 1 ampere is equal to the flow of these many electrons, that is 6.2 into 10 to the power 18 electrons together. By now you have a good idea about electric current. So what is voltage? So let's get back to our water logic and try to answer why does water flow. Let's assume we have two tanks filled with water, tank 1 and tank 2, and we already know that the tanks are full of water molecules. So if I connect both the tanks with the help of a pipe, will there be any water flow? No, because it is quite visible that both the tanks have the same level of water. So practically there is no pressure difference and hence no flow. So now if I change the level of water in tank 2, will there be any water flow? Yes, because of different levels of water, there is a pressure difference. So the water molecules will start flowing from the higher pressure side to the lower pressure side. Likewise, considering our electrical wire, we know that it has free electrons, and to produce current out of it, we have to move them in a particular direction. To achieve that, by using our water logic, we have to connect the wire to two different pressure levels, higher pressure and lower pressure. So in short, one side should have more electrons and the other side should have less electrons. So the flow will be from more electron side to the less electron side. This pressure difference is called potential difference, or as commonly called as voltage. So that gives an idea about voltage and brings us to the next question, where is voltage? So the most commonly used voltage source are batteries, and on looking closely we can find two markings on it. One is the positive side with less electrons and the other being negative side with more electrons. So if we take a wire segment and being made of metal, we know it has lot of free electrons. Initially there is no current flow because there is no electron flow. But the moment you add a voltage source to the wire, electron starts flowing and so does the current. But there's a confusion related to the direction of current flow. Because as per logic, the direction of electron flow is from the negative terminal to the positive terminal. But years ago, when electricity was discovered, Sir Benjamin Franklin got it all wrong. He assumed that current flows from the positive terminal to the negative terminal, and since then every book around the world have been using the same concept. So an easy way to not get confused is to remember that current flows in the opposite direction to electron flow. In the next video, we'll be going through some more basics regarding resistance, its relation with voltage and current, and finally introduction to simple circuits. So that's all for this episode, and thank you for watching.